Friends, thank you for watching my channel. I just want to remind you, if you need wallpaper, go to www.wallpaperboulevard.com. Tell them Spencer sent you. In fact, if you use my hashtag, Spencer Colgan is wallpaper, they'll be sure to give you 10% off at your checkout. No matter how much you order, they have a wide selection of wallpaper. Check it out. Tell them I said hello. Hey, this is Spencer Colgan from Spencer Colgan is Wallpaper. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're hanging a Chevron product from Phillip Jeffries. It's woven. It's called Chevron Chic. Okay? Always reading our directions before we get started. And I suggest you do the same with regard to pasting, what paste to use, what primer to use. Very important in order that you not violate the warranty guaranteed by this product. Okay, we're going to start with what we do to cut, trim this wall covering. You can do it on the wall or you can do it on your table. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do it on your table. So where do you cut this product? Well, let's examine. Take the second sheet and overlap it. We have the chevron going up. And you see it's not a full one coming down, right? You can see that. You can see the difference in size in this one. And then the shortness of this. This is coming off. So let's see. So we're going to overlap it just to get an idea of where exactly we have to double cut. So you see the detail in this right here? Let's see underneath. Okay, it's going to be somewhere. We're going to eliminate this whole piece here, and then we'll find our match. In order that we don't forget which is the top, we can always mark it underneath with pencil. That's fine. But then when you're on a ladder, you don't see the pencil under here. But you do see that this part is overlapped onto this. Therefore, this is on top, and this is my top. So I've pasted this and I folded it so that it's a more manageable piece of wallpaper. Then I'm going to take this, put it over it, and cut right through it with a very sharp blade. So that when you're done cutting, you have a nice sharp cut, and you have to pick a point on that pattern. I chose just to the right of the middle point. See that little thing in the middle of your screen? Just to the right of it. And I was consistent, key point, consistent all the way down, so that we have a nice straight cut. So I go to the left side of my wallpaper. I know it's the left side because this is my top. And so, let's see where our match is. I'll be doing the same thing over here. The chevron, the whole thing from this side up to that is 5 inches, from this line to this one. And so all I have to do now is be sharp on my cut. Again, holding my yardstick just up against the point to the right of the middle. I pick up a point. I cut very firmly against this. And now I have a trimmed sheet of wallpaper. Okay? And we know that this is my top. 2 benefits to doing it like this on the table. 1, the time you spend cutting it is time also spent for the product to soak. The product is soaking under there, packing up for us. And now we cut it. Okay, let's get it on the wall. With the help of our laser level, we see that the center goes all the way up to the ceiling. What is that glaze on the wall? That is called guards, G-A-R-D-Z. It does a multiplicity of good things for walls, but that's our sizing agent. Here's my middle point. And obviously the wainscoting, you can see that the center of the wainscoting is also where my line is. And so we're going to hang the edge of that wallpaper on the green line. Delicate hands when you're using this. I suggest you have a bucket to wash your hands and dry them as you hang each sheet. That is our first sheet. Hi. Just to let you know, if these corners are far off of 90 degrees, if they're far off, usually around 93 degrees or 87, when I cut the product, necessarily I have to cut it in the corner. And if it's far off, there will be a noticeable disconnect of these. It's probably 200 connections here. And so if it's far off, just a little caveat when you're hanging geometric patterns, they really rely on each other to connect. But if it's only a little off, this line, after it's cut, will be so imperceptibly off, you won't notice it. But if the corner is way off, which sometimes happens, you'll notice it. Please acknowledge this text, thank you. So don't think that the pattern has no repeat. It certainly does. You must acknowledge the horizontal repeat on these, okay? For example, let me show you. You see that this one has 3 lines at the top, but that only has 1, that has 3, that only has 1, okay? So your vertical repeat is literally the distance between this and this. Very odd for a vertical repeat, but it also has a horizontal repeat, and let me show you what I mean. This all the way over to this. That's your horizontal repeat. See that one point right there? One, right? Where do we have it over here? See that? And so that's your repeat. So that when you are lining this up, you don't want this one being level with the wrong point, okay? Just to keep that in mind. Now, if you want to cut it on the wall, you can do that too. You need a laser line and also masking paper and some tape. The tape is not there to give me a straight line. It's simply there to protect this very sensitive material from getting wet. My green line, my laser, that's going to tell me where I have to cut the sheet that goes over here. And this is why it's so important to use that tape, because what I'm doing right now is pulling on wet wallpaper. Okay? And we want to pull this away from the sheet on the We want to pull this away from the sheet on the left, because we don't want to disrupt where the wallpaper is lying. Right? Laying. What's the right verb? Can anybody please tell me? Is it lying or laying? We don't want to disrupt the space that it once had before pulling that wall covering disrupts the connection. Okay, let's get up there and check this out. Better to cut the piece than to play with it on the wall and try to cut it. For the corner, you can see by what overlaps onto the corner that I have a significant reveal. You can see there's almost no wallpaper overlapped, right? But look what happens as we go down. Perfect, right? What you have to do is measure the corner at 4 different parts. Up here, 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 and down there. To see what is the distance between your corner and the edge of your wallpaper. And then you have to trim it so that it fits into the corner. And you have to accommodate your corner. So the wallpaper has to yield to the error of the structural layout of the sheetrock and studs. Here's what I mean. Look, that would be a beautiful corner right there. Just about 1/8 of an inch overlapping onto the wall, right? You see what I mean? But look what happens. In order to accommodate the error of the wall, we have 1/4 of an inch down here. 1/4 of an inch. Which means that in order to accommodate this corner and cut the wall covering so that it fits right into the corner with at least 1/8 of an inch overlapping here. So we get a nice underlap for this sheet going up. We had to yield to the error. And so we did. I hope you know what I'm talking about there. Now we have to see if our forward edge is plumb. What you're looking at in the middle of the screen is the edge that may not be plumb, so we may have to move it over to the corner a little more, but we have to make this plumb. Who's happy with that? Everybody? Wow, I'm happy. If your tape yields a tacky substance and you want to avoid getting that or making contact with your woven product or whatever you're hanging, you can simply put your tape, if you're going to cut on the wall, put your tape over the piece that's going to get cut off anyway. So I'm going to be cutting my chevron right in the center of the apex. And that'll be waste. And I will join the next piece right to it. So this is what I did at the top. I'm down now on the floor. I take my metal edge, I push it up against the seam, then I lift the edger. Now I'm cutting up against the seam. It's an amazing little trick. Look at that. Okay, let me bring it up close. Batman! Look at that. Okay, how do you like that? I'm not going to tell you guys, but we had to do some magic around there. But, you know, that's for another video. Okay, so this was my edge. I brought this wallpaper over to here. Right? Now this is going to stay. This is my good piece. But this is what I just cut off. No. Come on now. Oh, yeah, nice. She's looking good, girl. And she's looking mighty fine now. What do you think?
Yeah, in the real world, where we gotta move quickly, Spencer, you know, yeah, don't get me wrong, I like your techniques and everything, but you know, I'm in the real world, and
Okay. How do you like it, guys? Come on now. Okay, look. Don't be afraid to hit it. Don't be afraid now. How do you like it? You know it's good. Come on now. Batman! Look at that. Okay. How do you like that? I'm not gonna tell you guys, but we gotta do some magic around there. But you know, that's for another video. So here's our doorway again. I overlap the wallpaper at the Chevron. Okay, just so you can see. We're overlapped there. Nice and easy. And all I do is I put this edger up against the edge of my wallpaper. And then I tilt it. If I don't tilt it, my blade's liable to slide, okay? Now, I only have two hands. I'm 10 feet in the air. I'm gonna have to do this off camera. But that's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut it right up against the edge. Okay, let's do that. Okay, and that is what I did. So my cut should be perfect, right? You would think. Okay, so now if a little white line shows, that's okay. It's not showing. What I meant was if you have a little separation, you just hit it over. Let's get up close now. Whoa, almost fell back. That's all. I'm gonna bring that together. Okay. Now, can you wet this? No, you can't wet it. And that's why I'm not using a wet cloth, but a damp one. Very, very lightly dampened. That's all. Sometimes your hands are a little sticky and you just want to get that stickiness off the paper. Damp, not wet, damp, just damp. What do you think? Okay, let's wrap this up.